Hi there. Just giving a few little videos here on the things and concepts we're working on in math. So today I'm just going to be talking about place value. It's kind of the foundation to understanding of what numbers are valued at. A lot of kids are getting confused with where numbers work together, I guess is the easiest way to put it. And while we have all of our lovely digits, the big confusion comes down to where do digits and numbers meet and where do they, I guess, separate. So when you put a bunch of individual digits, which is the 1, 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, 7, 8, 9, when we put these digits together we get a large number, but where or how do we dissect it and how do we, I guess, add, subtract, multiply, divide these numbers with each other? So the first thing that we've had to kind of play with, and we've only done a couple lessons on this, is how the digits are grouped, and then how do we expand this to show that we understand the value. So the first thing that we've been working on is showing that numbers are grouped into groups of 3. And in these groups of 3, they keep repeating a simple pattern. We always have the ones, which we put as a 0, we have the tens, and then we have the hundreds, and it always goes in this format. So if we just took these 3 digits and we read them together, we'd say 890. And then again, even though we're going into the thousands area, it is still in the hundreds, tens, and ones. We can say 567, but this group of 3 is thousands, so 567,890. And then we keep going up into the millions and the billions and so forth. But it's always in the set of 3. 3 digits, 3 digits, 3 digits. Now, generally we will also put a space in there, or the old-fashioned comma, but we just have to be able to do that. Now, if we take these individuals, I'll say, well, what is the value of each individual digit? So I'll point to a digit. This digit is an 8, but what is its value? Well, the 8 is in the hundreds place, in the first hundreds place, so that 8 is worth only 800. 8 with the 2 zeros coming after it to show that it's into the values of the tens and the ones. No tens and no ones. 800. Same thing goes, I can point to any other digit, this 3, and I could say that 3 has a value of 30, and now I have to put these zeros after it, otherwise it's just a number of 30, so this is a 30 million. And if I was to do all of these digits together, in large format over here, I can put this whole thing in an expanded form, starting with the ones, or starting at the billions here. That's a 1, and that 1 has the value of 1 billion. The 2 has a value of 200 million. 3 is a 30 million. 4 million. 5. Now it's important that when I do this, I have to put my zeros down, otherwise we're not keeping it in its value. That 5 really does have the value of 500,000. If I just write a 5 here and leave it completely blank, it's really easy to get mixed up, and especially when we do strategies like a stacked number series. If numbers are not lined up, this is where we get into trouble. So again, we're going to keep it organized by showing that each digit has the value. 800, and I have 90, but I have no ones, so I'm not even going to bother putting anything down there. Now again, we have these place values, they all know where they go. I've just expanded this number. This is an expanded form of our large top number. Now again, I said that we have to keep track when we're doing strategies like the stack. Now the stack is what a lot of us grew up with. If you have the number 247 plus 56, and I've asked kids to add it up, what a lot of them do automatically is they will still write down 247 and then they'll say 56, and then they add that up. Well, if you're adding it up this way, it's really easy to get confused. We don't have our values added up. We don't have the 1 lined up with the ones. So they use, and inherently they'll end up with something along this line. They'll say 247 plus 56 is 807. If we're not going to keep track and organize our numbers, we get confused very quickly. So the reason we talk about place value is so that when we do add numbers together, we know its value and why we're adding tens to tens. But it's also just to kind of keep track of everything that we're doing. So this is our first lesson on place value. This is what we are doing in the classroom right now, and I hope that helps. Thanks.